Now the next point is your book should be logical or digestible. Now what do I mean by logical or digestible? First of all, you should have logic in your novel so that people could understand it properly and people could connect with you and people could agree with the plot that you have written in the story. But since it is a novel and it is fiction and we always exaggerate a little bit, that is why sometimes we cannot explain logically whatever we have written, and it is not practical, we know that. But as a reader, I will accept some things. If something is extremely beyond my imagination or extremely beyond my acceptability, then I will not accept it. But if suppose there is something that I know, okay, it is exaggerated, but I can accept it, then I'll accept it. For example, in the movies, we see a hero fighting with tens of villains at a time, and we still agree with it, right? The same way, novel should be logical, but there could be some places where we are exaggerating things. So in that time, while exaggerating, you should keep in mind that it should be digestible, it should be acceptable. Do not write something that a reader will not be able to accept. For example, in my novel, there is one scene where Ekansh and Shalini kiss under the sea. When you will read that scene, you will definitely know. Since I am telling you now, you can think of it that it is not possible. And it is not possible, I know that. Practically, it is not possible. But while reading that scene, this thought of it being not possible will not come in your mind because it is acceptable. I have kept it to a certain limit which is acceptable. So since now I am telling you that it is practically not possible, so when you think of it while reading it, you will think, okay, it is not possible. But otherwise, the reader will not think that it is not logical or it is not. It is not possible. Why? Because I have made it acceptable. If I would have exaggerated it, over-exaggerated it, I have exaggerated it, but if I would have over-exaggerated it, then it would have hit, okay, it is not possible. Revolution 2020, it is my favorite novel. In that novel, the male protagonist, Gopal, gets rich in a very short time span. That is not logical. I did not find it logical. I did not find it practical. And yet, that novel is my favorite novel because whatever Chetan Bhagat wrote in that in Gopal's journey, it was acceptable. It was a little bit exaggerated, but it was acceptable. And since I could accept it, I could invest myself in that novel. And so my point is, we all exaggerate in books. So exaggerate, but exaggerate it to an acceptable level. For the second, third, fourth and fifth point, that is character's personality. Don't create perfect character development and being logical or acceptable in the novel. I think you should read the novel You Are Trending in My Dreams, written by Sudip Nagarkar. If you want to observe character's personality, character being perfect, character's development, logic in the novel or acceptability in the novel, if you want to see how the novel looks when all these things are missing in the novel, then you should read You Are Trending in My Dreams by Sudip Nagarkar. Now, one of my teachers, when I was studying animation, one of my teachers told me that I was interested in watching movies. Okay, so I would always go for a movie which is loved by my friends, or when someone suggested me that it is a good movie, or when I already knew the actor and I was willing to watch the movie of the actor, I would go for those movies. My teacher, Santosh Oja, his name is Santosh Oja, he told me that I should also give time or give chance to the movies that I might not like or I don't like. Because when I see a movie that I like, I would know what I should do when I'm creating an animation or writing a story. But when I see a movie that I do not like, then I would also know what I should not. And what I should not do is more important than what I should do. Because when I know what I should not do, I would automatically improve myself in doing something that would be loved by the people. And that is why I never say that I hate a novel. I always read a novel whether I like it or whether I do not like it. And even if I do not like the novel, I always learn from it that this particular thing is there which I did not like. I should not do this when I write. So if you want to see how a novel looks when the character development and everything whatever I said is not explained properly, then you should read this novel as a study project for you. You Are Trending in My Dreams by Sudip Nagarkar. relationship in a novel. If you write a male protagonist and a female protagonist to meet each other in the first paragraph, in second paragraph, if you show that they had fallen in love, let us say you said it was love at first sight. It was love at first sight. At first, I'll not accept that two people had fallen in love just because they saw each other. But since you would explain it was love at first sight, I might accept it. But in third paragraph, if you showcase that they had fallen deeply in love within just few hours, then it will be hard for me to accept it, because even if it is the love at first sight, but that bond of love will take time to grow stronger. But if you explain it in the next paragraph, next paragraph, they had fallen deeply in love. Obviously, you need to have twist in the novel. So in the next page, you say that they broke up. And now you are trying to explain how much pain the male protagonist or the female protagonist is in. But when I read the line where they break up, I'll say, ye to hona hi tha. Why? Because I have read them meet in the first paragraph. I have read them falling in love in the second paragraph. I have read them falling deeply in love and developing a bond in the third paragraph. And I have read them breaking up in the fourth paragraph. So even though I know that they love each other and I know that they had fallen in love with each other, but I did not feel their love. I did not get enough time to absorb their feelings, and I did not get enough time to understand how much they love each other. So since I did not absorb their feelings, I did not understood their love, I did not feel their love, I will not feel their pain either. So when you will ram about how much pain the male protagonist is in or a female protagonist is in, I'll read it and I'll say, okay, that is happening to him, that is happening to her. But I will not feel that pain. And since I am not feeling that pain, I will not feel connected to the novel. Therefore, always give time to the relationships. I have given 100 pages to explain why Shalini and Ekansh were perfect for each other. And as a result, when Ekansh proposes Shalini and Shalini rejects him, my readers could feel the pain that Ekansh is going through or Ekansh has gone through. So one of the lines in the last review that I received was, "Calm and beautiful ending with tears in my eyes was the best part of that novel for me." People have felt so much emotionally connected to my novel that they shed tears while reading that novel. Some was happy, some with happiness, some with sadness, whatever it is. In Amazon reviews, 95% reviews are 5 stars. 5% reviews are 4 stars. And I have no 1 or 2 or 3 stars. The research that I did or the way I explained my characters, it paid off for me. I can definitely say that it paid off for me because of the overwhelming response that I'm receiving from my novel. Now the next point is side characters. I believe you should not unnecessarily add side characters in your novel if they are of no any relevance. In my novel, I have not given Shalini's address. I have not given the names of Shalini's parents. I have not written anything about Shalini's mother. I have not shown any communication between Shalini and her mother. I did not write about any character, I would say, who was not active participant in that novel. I did have received a few reviews or a few responses when readers said that I should have explained the family background of Shalini and Ekansh as well, brother, sister and everything. It would have made them more realistic. Maybe it would have. But it would have also wasted the space. It would have taken 1 or 2 pages extra. I did not want to write anything extra in my novel. I wanted it to be tight and grippy. I did not want my readers to get bored at any point of time or they feel that it is irrelevant. So that is why I did not add it. Simple. You can add it if you wish, but I particularly believe that if some character is not relevant for the novel, do not write about it. Next point is humor. I believe that one should have humor in the novel. I do not mean to say that you should write a comedy book or you should write a chapter, a comic chapter or a comic paragraph or something, but there should be something, at least one liner that could change the mood of the reader. In my novel, you have one-liners that are comic. I'll explain you one incident when Shalini finds out about the background of Ekansh. When she finds out that how much Ekansh has struggled to come to IIT and how he is working in part-time to pay the tuition fee of IIT and all, she feels affection towards Ekansh. Not romantic affection, she just feels proud to have a friend like Ekansh in her life. And she hugs him. She hugs him out of that affection of being proud to have a friend like Ekansh. Whereas Ekansh, as soon as Shalini hugs him, says, Shalini, this is not the right place, let us go inside the building. Means Ekansh in his mind is thinking that it is the time to get lucky. So the mood entirely changes. At one moment ago you are serious because you are thinking with Shalini's perspective when Shalini explains all that, and when Ekansh is telling her about his background and the struggle that he is doing and Shalini hugs him, you understand why did she hug him. But very next moment when Ekansh says that dialogue, let's get us inside the building, you suddenly, your mood swings and you think of, oh, this is what Ekansh thought, and you smile. That is the humor. I have tried to include, I always try to include humor in my book. I do not try to make it a paragraph or a chapter or a page. I just try to make it a line, one liner. Add one-liners. Now it depends on you what kind of humor you want to add, or how long the comic timing should be. It is completely on you. But I believe there should be humor that could change the mood of the reader for a split second at least. So I'm Avinash Mishra, and if you are not liked or subscribed my channel yet, please do it. I post videos every Tuesday and Saturday 4 p.m.